Hi everyone! Oh, the colors are weird today. Anyway, I am Rebecca from ChemKnits and I wanted to pop on to tell you guys that last night I added a lot of new skeins of hand-dyed yarn to the ChemKnits Creations Etsy store. You can head straight over, you'll find the link in the iCard, video description. I think I even left it on a comment, or sorry, in the chat. Um, And this is backwards for you because I should learn how to write mirrored so that way when I do these front-facing cameras, I don't think that I can flip around to the other camera, but I don't think I can flip so I can see it too. But anyway, I just added a lot of new stock to the shop. And yeah, let's take a little look into some of this new inventory. Hi everyone! So all of the yarn that is in the ChemKnits Creations Etsy store has been hand-dyed by me and featured in past or maybe an upcoming episode dyeing tutorial here on the ChemKnits Tutorials YouTube channel. And in order for me to keep producing new videos, I am selling the yarn that I've dyed in the videos I've already edited and scheduled to both make space and help me get more materials so I can do more videos for all of you. And this, I haven't done a restock in a while, so this one, it's looking, let me try it. I'm still a little blown out. This restock was a big one. I haven't had a restock in a while. And so there's a lot of stuff in here, but some of the more exciting skeins that are in here are, so we've got the yarn from the pumpkin tree yarn from the recent live stream. I have 3 skeins of this in the shop, which is a bit unusual. Most of the yarns that I dye are one of a kind, and it's limited to 1 skein. The listings will always say whether it's a 50-gram skein or a 100-gram skein, and the yardage, etc., will be in there as well. But there are 3 of these pumpkin tree yarns. What else? Oh, this was a. Remember when I did my crochet chain of crochet chains and then dip dyed it in Broken Violet? We have these 2 matched 50-gram skeins of yarn that are sold as a set, and it sort of gives a speckled repeating gradient. So it'll go from more purple to more blue and back and forth throughout the length of the yarn. The one that I did in worsted weight, the crochet chain of crochet chains, is a bit more, well, it's definitely more self-striping. There's still some speckling in here as we go from the more of a true red to sort of a deep burgundy. But the burgundy, it's like a brownish, deep brownish, blackish red, if that makes sense. And so this one is much more of a self-striping one. And in both of these cases, I always try to show pictures of the yarn on the Nitty Knotty. So that way you can see what the striping or the pattern or the gradient looks like. But if you ever have any questions about any of the yarn, especially the gradients, reach out. And I'm happy to share more pictures or link you directly to the video. All of the listings have the title of the video in the description. Not hot linked, but the title is there. And I always put, let's see, has this one, I think this video has not come out yet. I always also put the video title and the date of publishing, if I'm aware of the date, on the tag as well. So let's see, this one, ooh, I like this one. When is this one coming out? This one came from the live stream. This isn't a cotton yarn, so this is why the titles can be misleading. But this is from the live dye time, cotton yarns plus tulip tie-dye. And this is some DK weight, 100% superwash wool. And I dyed it with some of the leftover tie-dye that was in there. And it gives us it's a very subtle, variegated yarn. But this is in the shop. And so, yeah, it says that was streamed on 8/12/2018. And all the labels also have, you know, relevant, they'll say something like, I think now, well, the title on them is still all over the place as I've been transitioning. But this one says dyed by ChemKnits. It's 100% superwash merino wool, DK weight, 246 yards, 100 grams. I think there are a few listings that are 50 grams, but ooh, here's another fan favorite. Okay, so this one started off as Knit Picks Chroma. And Chroma is a line that it does these gradients and sort of an ombre, and it transitions between different colors. And long, it's not quite a stripe because those transitions are more gradual. Well, I did some resist and over dyeing. So now we have some of the bright original colors showing through. And then these really deep cranberries, navies, purples in there. So it's almost like a reverse speckled gradient, because you'll still have the bigger color transitions, but then these little pops of color throughout. And so, yeah, this one was a struggle. I really wanted to keep this one, but I decided that since I didn't have a plan for it immediately, that I would list it in the shop and see if anyone might be interested. I have a limit of how much of the hand dyed yarn I'm allowed to keep at any given time. What else? Ooh, here's a fun one. This is the sock yarn from Dye Pot Weekly number 69, which just came out this week. It was some blue and red that was then over dyed in black, sort of glazed in black. So it's this beautiful, variegated, repeating colorway. And I really like these sort of like deep jewel tones. This is a yarn that has not yet come out. This is coming out next week. I'm glad you like it. All right, I'm opening this one up to show you. So this is another gradient, and it goes from sort of this light blue to a dark blue with white speckles throughout. So it's sort of the palest blue is not a pastel. Well, in the speckles, it might be a pastel, but it's sort of like a medium blue all the way to like a deep or like a rich saturated blue with these white speckles throughout. And yeah, this video will come out on the 11th, and I'm really excited for you to see this video. It's a pretty one. Let's see. Oh, there are some cottons on here. This was one of the ones that I dyed with indigo. All this stuff from the Indigo Week has now made it into the shop. This was a cotton that I over dyed with indigo, and I put it into the indigo vat as a twisted hank. And let me open it up to just show you. So we've got, it's sort of random, subtle coloration. And I love just, the camera's a little blown out, but I love just the way that the different colors play together. And I liked learning a little bit about how much penetration you could get from the indigo vat. You want to know how I got that gradient now? Well, if you, are you a ChemKnits patron? Because there is a sneak peek to how I prepped this yarn that patrons at the patrons that get access to the behind the scenes sneak peeks. The prep for that yarn is in there. Yeah, so actually, I mean, I wasn't intending to promote the Patreon, but Patreon is a platform for people to support the creators that they enjoy. And so for all the patrons, each month I make a new early access to a new dyeing video. And then at different levels, you can get access to exclusive behind the scenes sneak peeks where I go live while I'm filming a new episode of Dye Pot Weekly to give you like a heads up of what I am working on. Hi guys! What else is in here? Oh, here's one that I don't think that this video has come out, and I don't know. Oh yeah, this video will be coming out next week. And so this one is just a beautiful pastel. It is just a kettle dyed tonal, but just like the palest, almost baby blue. And I was really, really excited to get such like a pale overall color. And now I'm wanting to go back and watch the video because I think this is part of this isn't a Dye Pot Weekly. This is part of the leftover dye series. But it was just really nice to do something that is so soft and quiet because frequently I like the big punch of colors, but I always get excited when I go for something that's a bit quieter. And I know now I'm thinking, I'm like, ooh, that would be a good color to start with for this kind of project. What else do I have? Oh, okay. I think of, so I did a dry rub live stream with some leftover tulip dye, I guess back on the 14th of August. And those yarns are now in the shop as well. And of those, I think this one is my personal favorite. So I did this is where I take dry yarn, wet dye. This time it was the tie dye. I squirt it in a pan and I rub the yarn all over it. And this one has speckles and patches of red, sort of a purpley pink and teal, and then some mixtures from where they overlapped. But you can see all of the hues. And I love this one. And actually, well, so there's 4 from that live stream. And they actually, because I started with, I think I had 4 colors overall, and I got 4 different hues from doing different combinations. And I think that these actually could work themselves into a really lovely fade. All of this dry rub creates these asymmetric, non-repeating colorways that are unique and fun, even if you do the exact same amount of dye on 2 different skeins. Because of the random application, it just gets you really fun colors. But you could get some that like actually work really, really great together. Like even like these 3 in either kind of way. This one sticks out a tiny bit more, but there's hints of some of the colors in the other skeins. And so they're all listed separately in the shop, but I just thought that some of them looked nice together. Yeah, a lot of my shop inventory tends to be a little random because it's the yarn that's coming from whatever I'm filming, whatever I'm working on. So versus someone who is, you know, an independent dyer running predominantly the yarn selling business, they might have a lot more things in their shop that would coordinate together really well. Whereas some of my stuff sometimes can be a little all over the place. Thank you for joining me today. So speaking of indigo, here's the cotton. Here's my cotton gradient. So we've got 4 different shades from different numbers of dips into the indigo vat. And this was using the Stony Creek Colors plant-derived indigo that I showed in a video recently. And the base of this is an 100% organic cotton. And I just think that it's beautiful. And so this is in there as just a set, a 200-gram set. Oh, I guess there's one other colorway that there's 4, or not 4. There's another colorway that I have 3 of, which it's rare when I have multiple of one colorway. But this is just some 100% cotton, variegated yarn. This was also dyed in a live stream. And if I hold it this way, you can kind of see how the colors were applied. But it's just fun and sort of modeled with some of the original cotton color showing through. And yeah, there's 3 of them. And so I'm trying to think if there's anything that hasn't been published yet. Oh, well, here's another fall one. And if you're a patron, this was the August early access video. And I'm not going to say too much more about it, but it's got beautiful orange, red, yellow, and then brown with a little bit of a hint of green around the brown. So if you become a ChemKnits patron, you could go watch this right now. But it should, I've started filming what month is it? Yeah, September. I started filming September's early access video. And so as soon as I release that to the patrons, then I'll make this video public for everybody. So that's how that works. I'm committed to making as much of my dyeing content publicly available as possible. So that's why a lot of the perks are early access or behind the scenes stuff, but eventually I share all of my techniques with all of you. And I think one thing that makes my business and my shop sort of unique is that I am sharing my exact recipes, my exact techniques. I think there are maybe 3 or 4 skeins in the shop that were not dyed on film, but those were dyed with a technique that I have filmed, and so I indicate clearly in the item description, what video I was referencing when I was recreating the colorway. And so it's a little unique because some people might say, well, you're showing me how to do it. Why don't I go create it myself? But when you're buying yarn from me, and if you enjoy my videos, this is a huge way that you can help me continue to buy more of that bare yarn I keep unboxing, and also helping me make space. I'm in my knitting studio right now, and it is just, there's boxes everywhere. You're looking at the clean wall with my cubes that it's filled with, everything is filled with either some of my personal stash. I've got some bare roving back here. What's in this one? Oh, that's, I think, mostly palette. Yeah, so there's all kinds of goodies and stuff in here, but I'm in desperate need of more storage. So one way you can help out is by going and checking out the ChemKnits Creations Etsy store, because that can help me bring in more bare yarn and keep on plugging along making videos. But yeah, this year has been a really awesome journey. I did my Kickstarter for Dye Pot Weekly, I guess almost 2 weeks shy. Yeah, just about 2 weeks shy of a year ago. And so I have been blown away by all of the support you've showed me. So, and I know some of you guys have your partners who also like to watch the videos along with you. So for those of you, if you're not a knitter, but you have a partner or a friend that's a really big fan of my channel, this makes a really great gift. And I am thinking about, especially for the holidays, coming up with some gift packaging options as well, because I like wrapping things, and I like doing whimsy. And oh, speaking of presents and packages, there are still a couple slots left for the 2018 ChemKnits Hanukkah sampler. I don't have a fancy sign or anything for that, but over Hanukkah this year, as a gift to everybody, I am going to be releasing a new yarn dyeing video every night. And if you pre-order the sampler, every night as you're watching the dyeing video, you can unwrap a mini skein of the yarn that was dyed in that video. So it's another way to sort of participate, because then you can see the yarn, you could swatch the yarn, you could use the minis in another project. But each of the 8 nights, I'll be featuring a different technique, a different yarn base, and these are some of the nice more luxury yarn bases, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. There's currently still an option to add on a full 100-gram skein of yarn in addition to either 5-gram or 10-gram mini skeins, and so that'll be a 9th video that I think will likely come out on the 8th night of Hanukkah. And yeah, I'm beyond excited. I figured out my packaging, and I'm hoping to have it be a real treat for everybody who gets one. And so there's still a few slots left. If the one kind that you want has sold out, I can shift. I wish I could just say hey, I have this many grams left, and then set up the Etsy listing like that, so it could just I guess not automatically configure things for me. But if you want to add on the 100-gram skein and that's not showing up as an option right now, just let me know, message me, and I can make that happen for you, because I have not yet closed the pre-order for the 100-gram, the bonus 100-gram skein. But I think I'll add to the listing or I'll make an announcement when I'm about to close that. But that would close, the 100-gram skein will close sometime in September, I think. But anyway, I am beyond excited, and I've started dyeing the first 4 episodes of this Hanukkah special so far. And I know it's going to be just so much fun, and depending on how this goes, maybe there'll be some more samplers in the future. Yeah, I'm like really, really excited about this sampler. I think at the very end, oh, I think the hardest part is not giving spoilers. Because some of the things I've done, I'm like, oh, this is beautiful, and I'm taking pictures, and I'm like, I don't want to post this on social media. I don't want to spoil anything for anyone. So you will not see any pictures of any of the Hanukkah special until like the week of Hanukkah itself. Thank you. I have a lot of fun. And oh, another favorite is this one. This one I named, I don't often name my colorways, but I named this one Pumpkin Patch. And actually, so my pumpkin tree, which on the recap I showed a little shot of it. When I was on vacation, it started, I started getting some more mini pumpkins growing. And right now they're still very green, but they actually look, the more striped ones kind of look like this right now because they're very green. And then these hints of orange are starting to come through. So I could have called this maturing pumpkin or growing pumpkin or something as well, but it's fun. And yeah, and I'd love, we're talking about in the ChemKnits Lab Facebook group, maybe starting to do some monthly dialogues with some inspiration photos and then playing around with that. So I'd love to hear thoughts on that. I think if we're going to do that, I'd start at mid-month. The beginning of the month tends to be pretty hectic around here. So yeah, I'd love to hear what you think about all this. But yeah, for now, go and check out the ChemKnits Creations Etsy store. In addition to all of this new fun goodness that I just added to the shop, there are also, I think, are there 140 total items in there now? There were over 100 skeins of yarn in the shop before this update. So there's a lot of stuff in there. And I hope that, yeah, you'll take a look and maybe order something and bring it home. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching the videos. If you haven't already, subscribe to the ChemKnits Tutorials YouTube channel. I release at least 2 new yarn dyeing videos every week, which means I'm producing a lot of yarn now. And we have a lot of fun. Yeah, and hopefully I'll have a dyeing live stream, yarn dyeing live stream for you guys soon. In the next couple weeks, I hope to do another one. But anyway, I hope you all have a fantastic day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye, everyone.